at each other.
Hello, welcome to Lakeside.
This is Danny Noppert.
And this is Richard Veentra.
En vandaag geven we het wereldkampioenschap...
We need to talk English.
Oh, I'm sorry. And today we give the world championship...
A dose of double darts. Dutch. Huh?
So, Danny Noppie.
Take 46.
Hello, Danny Noppert.
Take 52.
So, Danny Noppert, why they call you Noppie?
I don't know, yeah. But you, Richard, why is fires?
Yeah, it's from the speed skating, I guess.
Okay, nice.
Danny, what's your favorite moment so far at Lakeside?
The first win. Yeah, it was a great match, great average. But first set was a little bit nervous. It's for the first time I'm here. I'm happy with this result. And about your first match?
It was a tough game against Ross, but I was playing good, my finishes were good, so yeah, I was happy to win.
How are you gonna play against me?
I'll think with those 3 darts, I'm going to hit a lot of triples and doubles.
Okay.
And what about you?
With 2.
It's not enough. Enjoy the darts.
Let the best Dutch win.
Enjoy the darts.
Enjoy the darts.
Let the best
Enjoy the darts.
Let the best Dutchman win.
Enjoy the darts. Let the best Dutchman win.
It's a good night from Danny Noppert.
And it's a good night from Richard Veentra.
Double Dutch more than the 2 Ronnies. In fairness, if me and Mace had a go at a feature in Dutch, there'd be many more takes than that.
Be a fair few because of the film on the cutting room floor.
Head-to-head wise, how do you see this matchup? Because Danny Noppert's got a much better tournament average, although obviously only played the 1 match each than Richard.
Yeah, Danny seems to be, you know, he's a bit similar to what we've said with a few other players. Their A game's superb, but you know, I've watched a fair bit of his darts over the last 12 months, and when he's on. He's very much like Veentra, but I think Veentra's got the stronger B game. He seems to be a little bit more solid, but not quite as explosive as Danny.
Richard's also got Lakeside experience, been to a semi-final here before. This is Noppie's debut, so that might matter.
Yeah, well, experience, you know, you can't be experienced. And that will hold him in good stead because he won some cracking matches last year. But this, you know, this is a game where he's going to have to find, you know, another 4 or 5 points on his average.
And practicing on the same board, is that normal?
Yeah, the Dutch guys tend to do that. They don't. It doesn't matter to them. For them, it's just a game of darts. Slightly different mentality to others. Some don't even like to be in the same room as their opponent, or if they are, they're practice on either ends of the practice boards.
And we talked about the young boy, Justin van der Houw, won the youth final earlier today. There's a real number of young, talented boys coming out of Holland at the moment.
There's loads. There's so many opportunities for them. There's a great youth system in place, and traditionally, Holland is just this conveyor belt of talent.
Yeah, and there's a lot of role models now, aren't there, who are doing awfully well. Raymond has led the way, and then
in the 90s with what Raymond achieved here, winning it 4 times, and he was a great ambassador for Dutch darts, and he just started a massive trend over there.
It's been a cracking night already, but we have more for you. Veentra and Noppert should produce fireworks in the heat of the Lakeside Cauldron. It's next. Well, the future's bright and all that for one of these players. Scott waits for one of these players, but which one? First to fall in the company once again of Paul Nicholson, this time alongside John Rawley.
Good evening again. Hope you enjoyed the insight into popular Dutch music culture there, with the two making their way to the stage. Danny Noppert, a hot favourite for this one, but Richard Veentra, we know from last year, when he went all the way to the semi-final at his best, he can be an impressive performer. Great mates, they travel together, they hang out together, they've been practicing together. You saw them in the practice room on the same board. And there's not many would-be opponents or future opponents who'd be doing that. But there's Danny Noppert, seeded 3, world ranking 4. And as you see, beat Dave Cameron in the first round. And he really lets his darts go. He's a quick player, and this game will have a lovely rhythm to it, because Veentra as well, who accounted for the feisty Scotsman Ross Montgomery in the first round, 3-1. He also likes to get a move on with it. Our referee is about to make the formal statement, and in 3 darts time, the match will be underway. Nick Rolls. Does he speak Dutch?
Ladies and gentlemen, first set, first leg is Danny to throw first. Game on.
Maybe doesn't speak Dutch, but he's got a Dutch tie, Dutch colours of the flag there.
Well, the BDO referees have got a very good collection of ties, especially bow ties. Every country they go to, they've got a different one, different locations. But I'll tell you what, the music, John.
30.
Tell you what, if it was down to Dutch dart players, I reckon they'd be able to keep Sankey's open in Manchester, which I hear is closing.
It was an interesting 2 selections.
78.
Danny Noppert, who you heard, a Scottish Open winner and German Open winner in that German Open in the final. He beat the guy we've just been watching,
58.
Darius Lakanauskas, 6-4. And the Scottish Open, he obliterated Dean Reynolds, 6-0. This fella can play.
Yes, he can. And we've seen another Scottish Open champion tonight in Lorraine Winstanley, so she's been eliminated.
Well, it was a decent game, wasn't it? Anastasia and Lorraine. I just thought that stacked up to be an appealing sort of confrontation, and Lorraine Winstanley gave her a bit of a run for her money. Well, he has come out in the same sort of form that he showed in the first round, where he averaged close on 99, and he's on a finish already after 12 darts on 57.
134.
Let's see if he can tidy this one up and put it away. Tops then. Double 10.
Game shot.
Well, he'll be very happy with that.
Danny Noppert.
Nice way to start a match. First to 4.
He'd be very happy with that shot on double 10 as well. Very clever as well.
137.
Didn't go anywhere near that the double 15. If you do go too high, at least you can go for double 4. But if you hit a double 15, you've got to go back to where you started.
Noppert, who's made the big breakthrough really in the last couple of years. First time he's been here at the BDO World Championship. Richard Veentra,
58.
So impressive last year.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of people who didn't know anything about Richard until his run to the semis last year. But tell you what, they know something about him now. He's had a great 2016, picking up a very
41.
prestigious title at the Europe Cup singles, and of course he took the pairs in the team event as well.
They don't hang about, do they? Good darts there from Veentra, not quite on a finish. Plenty of Dutch fans in the audience, of course, here in force to cheer on their favourites.
100.
Don't look terribly happy lot, do they? Richard's girlfriend, Monique, watching on as well.
88.
There she is. That's rather a moody shot, isn't it? Nice work, boys.
Tales from the crypt or something.
No, don't be like that. Good looking ass.
140. Richard, you require 97.
97 then to square up the match. Tops. Double 10. Noppert got it. Can Veentra do the same? No.
77. Danny, you require 135.
Oh, this is a good shot. Bullseye will be his first target. That's okay, because that leaves him 110.
which would have been treble 20 bull, but one doesn't help.
45.
Ones very rarely help.
Richard, you require 20.
Double 10 for Venstra.
No score.
Well, the break now
Danny, you
beckons for
require
Noppert.
90.
Likes to go the 20s route. Bullseye.
54.
It's a
Richard,
good
you
leave.
require 20.
He didn't want to leave it, he wanted to get rid of it. Just like Venstra is trying to do on double 10 again.
10. Danny,
So
you
double
require
18
36.
for Noppert for 2-0. Double 9, both of them having early double trouble.
Game
There's
shot
the double
and the
9
second
to
leg.
give Noppert
Danny
the break of
Noppert.
throw.
Third leg, it's Danny to throw first. Game on.
It's a good double 9 that, you know. Outside wire. Didn't really mess with the single. A really good confident shot. And a great steal to break in that second leg.
60.
Noppert's second favourite outright for the tournament. He was being quoted at 4-1 here in the
100.
here actually in the venue. Not sure outside, but of course they tell you that they're giving you the best possible prices. But Glenn Durrant, favourite for the whole thing, still at 6-5 against.
45.
Very interesting indeed.
They're not giving anything away there, are they? But I guess on form through the season, he'd be the man. But Danny Noppert, second favourite, and then after that you start running into the likes of Scott Waits, Jamie Hughes, Gert de Vos, who's playing Daryl Fitton tomorrow. That stacks up to be a good game.
140.
I wonder what Glenn Durrant's price was when he was 3-0 down last night.
Apparently not as vast as you'd imagine. I did ask that
96.
one, and I was told that apparently it didn't actually at any stage get to anything absolutely huge, because the punters didn't actually believe that he was going to lose. And of course, duly, they were proved to be right.
45.
Very much so.
Hell of a comeback there, isn't it?
Yeah, brilliant game. Likely celebration as well. Obviously talking about Middlesbrough.
165.
Well, talk about class.
That was superb.
It really was from Venstra.
Great opportunity to break straight back. He's going to come back on tops. Oh, good dart from Noppert as well.
134.
A lot of quality
Richard,
in
you
these two
require
players.
40.
Tops then for the break of throw, double 10. Oh, he's got to get a double, surely.
35.
He has had 10
Danny
shots at
requires
double and hasn't
77.
had one yet. 77 for Noppert.
Treble 19. That's all right. He's still got 20 bull. Bullseye for the set. For Danny Noppert.
Game
There it
shot
is.
in the first
And he's
set.
doing exactly
Danny
what
Noppert.
Venstra could not do.
Second set,
He's
first
at
leg,
3 doubles.
Richard throwing first.
And
54.
Venstra away and running in the second set, almost before Nick Rolls has finished announcing that he's lost the first. Doesn't want to hang about, but Noppert, the big favourite for this match, despite a few of the travelling Dutch fans thinking that Venstra was going to
140.
turn him over. He's very clearly taken the opening set.
140.
I've spoken to Chris Mason on a few occasions this week about quicker players, and it is usually the Achilles heel of the quick guys that they do miss doubles. And it's been proved in that first set for
55.
the Dutchman who's approaching the hockey right now.
Well, we know he can throw better. A lot of it's
60.
down to belief. Does he really believe that he's going to beat Danny Noppert after the excellent year that Noppert's had? If you think you're going to do something, you've got a lot more chance than
98.
if there's little devils in your mind thinking, nah, I don't fancy this.
They do creep in sometimes. What I like about the throw of Danny Noppert is just it's so
59.
measured. It's got a lovely rhythm about it. Prods it forward, straight back and through. That's something that can be repeated again and again and again.
Simple, like the Jeff Smith throw. Not too much goes wrong with it.
Absolutely right. I think it's a very good comparison.
81.
Well,
Danny
Noppert's on the finish.
68.
68 for the break-up throw. It's on now. Double four. Good marker. Oh, he thought he got that.
Richard,
I thought he got that.
107.
I'm with you there, John. I thought he had it as well. Veentra's going for 7, I think. Yes, he is. Tops. And another missed-started double.
He was so fast on that double top then, so fast. Double two, double one for the break of throw. In you go.
Short, and the first leg. Danny Noppert.
And still Richard Veentra yet to
Second
get
leg is
the
Danny
leg.
to throw first.
Yet to hit a double. 0 out of 11 now.
Look on the bright side. Richard Veenstra's doubles percentage can't get any worse.
Well, yeah, that's it. That is true. You can never better infinity at either end, can you?
It's positivity in a roundabout sort of way.
85.
There are those who'd argue that if he has a few more, 0 out of 12, 13, 14 would be worse than 0 out of 11. Let's take another look at Noppert's throw next time he comes up, because he...
100.
Talk us through that.
It's a very good extension. A lot of good angles that we're seeing from the side there. There's a tiny
59.
little jump from the front foot, but it's good timing. But what I like about it is from the front you can see it's all very linear. All good straight lines.
140.
Lovely. The point climbs and then it dives at the end, and you do find that with power scorers they do exactly
82.
that. The point goes first as opposed to the flight.
161 for 2-0. Great first dart. Treble 17 would leave the bullseye. Not this time, but Venstra, he's got to get a
97.
ton plus to be on a chance of coming out.
Well,
he's done it,
140.
but 64 is very makeable.
64.
Lovely number, especially if you like the bottom corner of the board. But he might go 8, I think, because he likes tops.
24.
It's a bit
Richard, you require 135.
north of the target. Treble 20 would leave the bullseye. No, it's just not there for Venstra at the moment.
83.
Tops then for 2-0.
Danny, you require 40.
Can't see him missing this really.
4 out of 11 he's had.
Game short, and the second
How right
leg,
you are.
Danny Noppert.
The
Third leg
professional
is Richard
insight
throwing first.
into a player's mind. And Danny Noppert duly delivers. 2-0. 5 on the
96.
spin.
We had a game earlier in the afternoon like this. Mark McGeaney took the first 2 sets against Scott Waits without reply. 6 legs to 0.
Waits was sleepwalking though, wasn't he, in the first 2 sets? He just wasn't at the races.
And then he woke up and someone hit him around the head with a
100.
club. And he actually bought some pretty good darts after that.
Sure, you'll love hearing that. Big lad, Scott. I'll look forward to that little bit of banter between you and he when you meet up later on.
140.
You'll see me about 50 metres in front of him running the other direction.
Well, that's,
53.
That's the Veentra throw. With those unblinking eyes.
Yeah, we had blink cam for his first game, didn't we?
Yep.
180.
First maximum of the match. Noppert, at this stage, he's looking by a distance the better
Danny,
player.
you require 47.
47 for another set. Break after this, and surely he's going to take it out, and duly does.
Set.
Richard
Danny
Veentra
Noppert
needs to get off stage and do whatever his warm-up routine is, because at the moment he's on the receiving end of a drubbing. He comes off 2 sets to 0 down, and Richard Veentra is moving very well indeed, as befitting a man who many see as the big threat to Glen Durrant for the title.
so far, so Noppert. This is the story of the evening. Corinne Hammond, a semi-finalist in the women's draw. She beat Casey Gallagher 2-0. Darius Labanauskas through to the quarters in the men's competition. 4-3 winner over Ratajski of Poland. Anastasia and Lorraine gave us a treat, really. It just went the Russians' way, 2-1, and Dani Noppert, as it stands, is cruising against compatriot Richard Veentra. And actually interesting to get a little flavour of just a couple of minutes ago in the back room. Dani sat down, chatting, smiling, happy as you like. Richard up at the board, trying to find a way to get better scoring, because he's 12 points behind on the average, and better on the doubles because he hasn't hit 1 out of 11 thus far, Chris Mason.
Yeah, he's 17 points behind in the first 9 dart stat as well, and that's where the damage is being done. No pressure on the finishing for Noppert, and Noppert, hence why he's averaging nearly 50% on his doubles, because he's got plenty of time to take them out. Veenstra's just got to find some scoring power and put him under pressure, and hope Dani misses a few. Yeah,
he talks about Dani's A game. He's on his A game, and that is a sight to behold. Is there a way back for Richard Veentra? We've seen it before. The break sometimes does funny things. Let's find out as we go back to Paul and Joe.
Well, it's going to have to do...
First leg, it's Dani to throw first. Game on.
It's going to have to do some very funny things indeed, because on the basis of what we've seen so far, Veentra is getting a hammering.
100.
Yeah, it's definitely a one-sided contest so far.
Look at that, he can't find a double. 0 out of 11. Hideous.
96.
Paul Hogan, when he was playing Glen Durrant last night, had 10 out of 13.
Slightly different side of the scale.
That just goes to show, doesn't it? I mean, it's so important
46.
in this game. OK, he's being outscored, but if you don't get even close to winning legs, then
140.
with no doubles, then you really are at a disadvantage. See him practicing away there during the break, hoping to find his mojo.
58.
Dutch team manager is watching these two.
79.
John Locken. There he is. Very, very impartial, of course. He won't be saying anything out of order. An Everton fan, Stuart Pike, would be delighted.
Just about to mention Pikey, but he's loving the fact that Schneiderlin has just signed for them.
He has. 24 million. Whether or not it's a humongous waste of money remains to be seen.
Time will tell. Just like time will tell whether Veentra can get back in this match.
96.
He's had a pretty good first leg of this set, though.
86.
Well, it'll be a good start here. That's a great first dart, double 16.
Game
Well, hello,
shot,
happy
and the
days,
first
welcome
leg.
to the game.
Richard Veentra.
Break of throw.
Happy days are here again. And Matt
Second
Smith
leg
did
is
say
Richard throwing
the break does funny things. Well, according to Richard Veentra, it makes you hit doubles.
Well, that's one. Needs a few more. Scored well, though, didn't he, in that leg?
Scored better, definitely.
$45.
He's just in Tahau.
Van Tajau.
Van Tajau. I better start getting that pronunciation
81.
right, because I suspect we're going to be talking an awful lot about him over the next few years.
Absolutely right. I've been practicing that for days.
I was watching him while you were blathering away in that last match. I was down in the practice room, and I tell you who he reminds me of when you see him on the practice board. Just the sheer nonchalance of it. There's a 180, that's pretty nonchalant.
108.
His first maximum of the match, and he continues to perform like a different man. It's a bit Gary Anderson-ish.
I had a feeling you were going to say that, you know.
60.
Well, a nice picture of the way that Richard Veentra likes to put his darts together.
97.
These two have got very different throws. Veentra likes to land them on top of each other,
82.
whereas Noppert likes to land them
82.
under each other.
17 for tops. Veentra for 2-0.
Game shot
Well,
on
goodness
the
me.
second leg. Richard Veentra. third leg is Danny.
He certainly had an injection of class, which was sadly lacking in the first two sets.
96.
In you go.
Strange old game sometimes, isn't it? Actually, the break came at the wrong time for Danny Noppert.
58.
Sometimes you just need to go backstage and just have a word with yourself and go back to basics. But you do learn from the things that you're doing wrong up there. And go backstage for about 5 minutes and try and fix it.
Well, he seems to have done a fair job so far. But he's got to win the set. And Noppert on the throw here, looking as though he's got the edge in this particular leg. Nice opening dart.
100.
Well, Veentra uses a flight that not a lot of guys use. You see
96.
hair or teardrop flights, you see kite-shaped flights, which Danny Noppert is gracefully using there in black. Big wing flights, slim flights. But the ones that Richard Veenstra's got are a little bit unusual. They've got a flat top. What a perfect example of a 180 from a side angle.
Danny, you require 160.
160, it can be done. Not now. So Veenstra, this is for the set, 71.
71.
Treble 13, single 18, and double top for the set. Ooh, he's had a bit of a pause.
51. Danny, you require 60.
I wonder why. Noppert then, 60. This for the hold of throw, just moving along the oki. Double 10 now. Well done, well done indeed.
The third leg, Danny Noppert. Fourth leg, it's Richard throwing first.
You mentioned about Justin Van Tachau, about his nonchalant style, and very much like Gary Anderson. It's very ominous, isn't it? If we get another Gary Anderson.
Well, he looks like a talent.
85.
If he's anything like Gary Anderson, if he's half a Gary Anderson, we're going to get a lot of 180s and quite a few titles.
Gary didn't pick a dart up till he was 25, and this kid's 16,
45.
isn't he? And I don't say that patronisingly or disparagingly, more admiringly.
Look
at Danny Noppert's right arm. We can have a look at that again.
60.
What you'll see is it's a perfect straight line up and down. All you see is that arm just going back and forward, no deviation to the left and right, and that's a great throw to watch. Straight back and forward, and a beautiful follow through.
Well, he's in with a chance of a break here.
134.
I think if Veenstra is going to get back, I think this leg is really important for him. If Noppert takes this one, and then he's going to have darts for 3-0. It's a good cover shot. Richard Veenstra on 162, no checkout. Where's he going to go? He thinks and thinks, may go for bull. Right, 94. Now this is big.
This is huge. This could be a heartbreaker shot. Now he's got to go treble 18.
He's missed it. Well, that was unlucky.
22.
I don't believe in a lot of luck on a dartboard, but that was very unfortunate.
Look at that.
Richard, you require
Goodness
57.
me.
Could that be the bit of fortune that Richard Veenstra needs?
This is huge.
17.
He's missed it. He has missed it.
Danny,
Noppert gets away with it
72.
and comes back after 72. Looking at the 16s, and now double 12. And that is a moment of real pain for this man. Richard Veenstra should have won that, but didn't.
We've talked in coverage about stepping on your opponent's throat.
First. Game on.
That was the definitive moment of that. Brilliant shot from Noppert, so clinical.
Yeah, great checkout. Treble 16, double 12. And now he's away and running.
140.
And running fast in what could be a leg to give him a 3-0 advantage. And those people who had a little look at the shutout as a wager will be thinking that that is a distinct possibility.
Is this one of your first looks at Danny Noppert, John?
It is. It is, absolutely. And I'm very impressed with what I've seen. Watched him in the first round, obviously, and seeing him again here, and he does look as though he's got a lot of talent. It's because it's such a simple throw. There's not so much which is going to go wrong.
That's a great lesson for everybody at home. You want to get better at darts, keep it simple.
140.
And a little bit of aggression in the arm like that doesn't hurt, because you can put them closer together the harder you throw them sometimes. That was a great visit from Noppert.
100. Danny, you require 100.
He's on a checkout, 161. Can't be done this time, but a time on his side, 6 darts to do it, because look where Veentra is, back on 289. Coming down the board. Oh, great shots, great shots.
Well, penny for your thoughts, Richard. You're going to have to do a Glenn Durrant.
96. Danny, you require 24.
Double 12. Just got this. Double 6. No pressure because Veenstra's not on a finish, but he'd like to tuck it away right now.
18.
Well, that leaves him on double 3, which is not the nicest.
No, I think the word that goes alongside double 3 is ugh. Not a good double.
That's kind of one of them that you can put on television. Double 3, that's not lying terribly well. Oh, but he makes the adjustment and takes the set. Veentra had raced into the early advantage in that set, but then back came Noppert, and we identified the crucial moments when Veentra had the opportunities, couldn't put it away, and those poor double statistics, 2 out of 16 now, are costing him so dearly.
Half a double 3 to aim at for a set in a World Championship second round. That was a great shot from a confident dart player.
30.
Average is not fantastic. Veentra at 88. Noppert round about the same. Checkouts though are so much better for Noppert than Veentra, and that's the big difference.
140.
Noppert has scored more heavily in the early stages of the legs as well.
And Chris Mason was talking at the top of the programme about Noppert's B game being better than Veenstra's. I think that's exactly what we're witnessing. Danny Noppert has got more than this.
58.
I think he said it the other way around.
My mistake.
And well, his B game isn't winning him too much at the moment, Veentra. But you can have any game you like, and if you don't hit doubles, then you know what do? He's on 170 now.
58.
He's got to take this. Got to win this. Got to win this leg, or it's not exactly curtains, but it's not far off.
58.
It'll be a case of taxi for Mr. Veentra.
This is a position where Danny Noppert can put a lot of pressure on this 112.
That's not in the treble. That is. Oh, how about that?
34.
That 112 just got a lot harder.
I was very impressed with that. That was Taylor-esque.
60. Danny, you require 81.
Well, 81 for the break of throw.
81. 62. Got to go 12. Bullseye. First leg of the fourth set. Oh, what a peach from Danny Noppert.
Danny Noppert.
What a lovely shot. And he looks at his friend and says, sorry, I'm taking this.
There's only one boss up there. Veentra is getting a tousling.
135.
And away, flying again. Richard Veentra has the nickname Flyers from the speed skating background he's got. But he needs something just stunning now to turn this one round. This is getting to the sort of Glenn Durrant, Paul Hogan sort of level.
140.
Danny Noppert looks like the kind of guy that belongs at the thick end of tournaments. I mentioned his victory over Mensur Suljovic at the Grand Slam in November. And at that point in time,
96.
I was of the thinking that Suljovic was probably one of the 3 best players on the planet. And Danny Noppert took him out.
There's a maximum for Veentra, but is it all too late? Gives him a chance though, and makes this 130 look altogether more challenging. Needs another treble 20 for the bullseye. Bullseye now for 2-0. Oh, so close to doing it again.
Richard, you require 81.
Boy, that was close. Now Veentra has got to do exactly what Noppert's just done, but he can't hit the single 12.
Dear, 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 dear. It happens, but my goodness,
Danny,
how painful is that?
25.
Noppert, 25 for 2-0. 1 for double 12, his favourite. And in we go, 2-0.
Danny Noppert. Third leg is Richard throwing first.
I'm afraid that it's like trying to push water uphill now for Richard Veentra.
96.
I thought this game might be a little bit closer than this. I'm being proved very, very wrong by a very good player.
140.
Tremendous start again to this leg. I wonder if he's going to win this with a whitewash. It looks as though Veentra, the way through those, has almost thrown the towel in. And Noppert is now getting into exhibition mode.
140.
It's not taken very long at all, this. 35 minutes in total.
99.
Is that including breaks? Including breaks. So if you take those out, it's really been a quick-fire victory.
It takes more time to cook a chicken Kiev, it really does. But this has been a stunning performance.
57.
And this is going to send reverberations around the Dutch scene, because Noppert is really taking his friend apart.
Danny, you require 100.
Well, this is for the match. 164. Great first dart. Treble 18 for the bullseye. He can do it. What a finish this would be. And there it is. A fabulous performance. What a way to win it. And Richard Veentra has been absolutely blown away by his great friend Danny Noppert. He's testing the friendship. He's got a smile on his face, and Danny Noppert almost saying, "Sorry about that, mate. I had to do it. I had to play," and he played so well. The average only just over 90, but it was the way he did it. He got darts when he needed them. He got finishes when he needed them. And what a way to take the victory and advance into the next round with that fabulous 164. Check out Richard Veentra leaves totally obliterated. And Danny Noppert, if you've not heard of him before, if you're seeing him for the first time, well, remember the name.
Well, I thought it'd be quick. I didn't think it'd be quite that quick. Danny Noppert at the double. Richard Veentra tried. Of course he tried. Couldn't really lay a glove on his compatriot there. The 164 summed it up. Reaction and the roundup next. Very, very impressive from Danny Noppert. When he needed them, they were there. Sharp as you like. How about that for a way to get over the line?
Game,
Richard Veentra.
shot.
left in his wake. Danny through to quarter-final with Scott Waite. That should be tremendous. But first things first, let's reflect on the win. Danny is downstairs with Reshmi.
Thanks, Matt. Yes, Danny, what a magnificent victory. I saw you smile there as you saw the final dart, that bullseye go in. You must be so pleased with your performance today.
Yeah, I'm really happy with it, with this 4-0 winning. But yeah, I was playing the whole match against Richard and not with myself, and that was yeah, that was keep going in my head, and it was not that well. But he missed also the doubles, and he can play better. He know, yeah, I know that, but yeah, we played each other and not for ourselves. Yeah.
But you did start so well, and you kept going. Was it part of your game plan to start that quickly and just to play so direct, because you were too fast for him?
Sorry?
Was it your plan before to play in the way that you did? To play so direct, so quick?
Quick. Yeah, maybe I throw a little bit faster. Richard is also a fast player. Maybe I was too much in his game, indeed. Yeah.
Was it hard to play Richard, your friend?
Yeah, it's always a hard game against him. Yeah.
And next, you're playing the defending champion, Scott Waite. That's a great game for you to show just what you can do.
I'm looking forward to that, and keep going like this, and we will see.
You gave us a lot of entertainment out there. Really, really well done. Congratulations, Danny.
Thank you very much.
To be fair, the darts do the talking mostly for Noppert. He can play extremely well, and Richard Veentra just never really given a sniff.
No, he got blown away, didn't he? He missed a few opportunities, but he just didn't have he just didn't score well enough. You know, he just kept giving Noppert just so much time to take the finishes out, and to be honest, it was a fitting end to go out on that finish.
Yeah,
he had a couple of ball finishes, and he can, trust me, he can play a lot better. I mean, that was an entertaining match.
Yeah.
It was a nice, quick tempo, but he can play a lot better than that.
Yeah, actually 4-0, and you get carried away thinking he's hit extraordinary darts. He has at times, but
Yeah.
the match averages are not that extraordinary because Richard didn't really turn up. I mean, actually, the odd dart he got at a double, 2 out of 16.
Yeah, he didn't push Danny at all, and I think to get the best out of him, he needs pushing. And you get a lot of legs there that where the opponent is so far behind, and then he starts to miss a few doubles, and it just drags your average down. Where usually, if it's an equal match in terms of averages and performance, you'll keep the other one going, so you end up with a lot of legs where you're only having 12 darts and they're just scoring visits, and that's what obviously lifts the average up.
So let's have a look at the quarterfinal draw, because with the passing of the days, we're getting towards the important stuff. Durrant against Labanauskas, Adams against Hughes. How do you see those?
Well, Durrant's obviously going to start a massive favourite against Darius, but I thought he threw really well today in patches. He's going to have to hit him hard and early. He can't afford to let him run away with it like he did with Paul Hogan. Adams, Hughes, absolute pick-em game. That's a classic.
Yeah, okay. And in the other part of the draw, DeVos and Fitton. Well, again, we've seen terrific darts from DeVos, and Daryl, incredible scoring, but really dodgy doubles at times.
Yeah, well, he's had a
last
few
night.
days to sort of put that right. He'd have gone and just practiced and focused mainly on his finishes. And some nights it's just one of those things. You do that. You score well and can't finish your dinner. It's just one of those things. But yeah, that's another tough match to call.
Yeah. So still, I mean, obviously, I guess Glenn will still remain a lot of people's, including the bookies' favourite, despite how close he came to elimination last night. But there's still plenty of dangerous
that's
floats.
based on how many gears he's got.
Yeah.
You know, he can play far superior to what he's throwing. I just think he's finding the whole thing of being #1 seed, and the fact that it's Lakeside is playing on his mind maybe. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see the winner come from the Noppert Waits game. You know, he's got that kind of feel to the tournament. Or can Adams roll back the years?
Let's check on what Friday the 13th looks like. Hopefully not as grim as today outside weather-wise for a lot of you, but here's how the darts line up. It's DeVos and Fitton who start us off, and the 3 matches we've got tomorrow evening. Women's semi-final between Corinne Hammond and Anastasia Doromislova. Then it's Glenn Durrant and Darius Labanauskas, and we finish with Scott Waite and Danny Noppert. 3 to savour on BT Sport tomorrow evening. big day ahead. Big day already before we go for one couple here at Lakeside tonight. This young man decided this was the place, this was the moment to ask the big question. Fortunately, she said yes, and little Richard was on hand to celebrate.
She said yes!
A nice way to end a splendid day at the Lakeside. It's been